right, we are going to continue with our press conferences this weekend here at Circuit of the Americas in advance of tomorrow's Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. We are joined this morning by members of the Trackhouse Racing Project91 car. We have driver Kimi Raikkonen and team owner Justin Marks. We will go straight to questions from the media. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start with Rob.
Rob Tiongson from thepodiumfinish.net. I have two questions for Kimi. Kimi, what does racing at COTA mean to you in terms of your experiences in F1 and now in NASCAR?
First of all, I'm happy to be back with the team, Project91, and obviously at the track that I know, obviously a lot different to how it feels. It's the same track, but it feels a lot different in F1 car than in NASCAR. You know, a lot of the corners are more kind of straights in F1 with all the downforce, and yeah, it gets a bit more tricky with a NASCAR car. But no, it's nice to be back, and it's a lovely place here in Texas. So let's hope we can do well, and you know, we try to improve from yesterday, today, and then see what we do in the race.
For sure. And my last question is, compared to F1, how has this experience been like for you to work with your teammates, Ross and Daniel, in terms of getting their insights?
It's different, but obviously in F1 it's a lot of meetings and a lot of other stuff. Here is a bit more relaxed, and you know, you kind of have the meetings, but it's a different way. And obviously, I don't have the experience with the cars and all the details. So I you know, we had a yesterday meeting as a group, as a whole team, and you know, it's nice to listen as what they thought about the car and what they should do with the car. And you know, I think sounds like everybody has a similar. I don't know, issues, I wouldn't call them issues, but the difficulties with the cars here. The rear seems to be the tricky part and the higher speed, but yeah, it's good to have teammates and, you know, to hear what they're saying and get some advices from them.
We're going to go to Bob and then to Holly.
Bob Parkhurst, Fox Sports. For Kimi, do you feel any more comfortable, or just how much more comfortable do you feel now than you did at the Glen? And then for Justin, can you just give us an update on the Project91 and what it looks like for this year?
Obviously, yeah, a little bit. Obviously, it's a different track again, and I haven't driven any race car since the last year. So you know, it takes a while to get used to it again. Even I know the car, so yeah, it's apparently, the car has lost some downforce, so it makes a bit more tail happy. But you know, at least I know most of the things how it goes. Is it gonna give any better results? We'll find out. But yeah, I know the track also, that helps. But as I said before, it's a lot different track with a NASCAR car than F1 car, and. But yeah, I feel more ready for sure on that side, that I know all the kind of how the race goes and how everything else goes. So don't need to wonder those things.
Yeah, I'm really happy with where Project91 is right now. I mean, you know, it's resonating with people. So we've got some great sponsors on the car this weekend, and you know, we're gonna definitely race this car multiple times this year. We're not ready to make any of those announcements yet, but I mean, people are taking notice. We've got some great sponsorship coming our way, so it'll be an exciting program that we'll be able to announce pretty soon.
Kimi, Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. I wanted to ask you, what's been kind of the greater transition racing in NASCAR, knowing the cars or kind of knowing what to expect in the middle of a race? It's a little bit more, I don't know if you'd say aggressive, but there's certainly more opportunity for people to hit one another in NASCAR than what you would have on a regular basis in F1. But what was the greater transition for you, the car or just the way of the races?
I think it's everything, you know. It's like, obviously I have some experience in different different cars and different categories. I did rally, what is completely different to what I was used to do in F1. So yeah, NASCAR again, it's easy to think that they are all kind of similar because you have a steering wheel and 4 tires, but it changes a lot. Obviously the racing is slightly different because in F1 open wheels, if you touch somebody, you usually lose a part or lose the wheel. It's so you cannot really take that risk in F1 as much because you lose tiny part of the car and your car is suddenly a second slower than it should be. In NASCAR, you can have a bit more closer racing. Obviously the rules are different, they're more open here. I think it's more, if you behave kind of well, the others will behave similar way against you, what I have understood. So, there's it makes it exciting, I guess, in the end of the races when people can be quite aggressive. But yeah, everything is different. How they run practices, how they run qualifying. It's all kind of learning curve. The cars are obviously a lot different to drive than any other cars that I had driven before. So yeah, but I like it. It's quite relaxed. It's a very warming kind of atmosphere here, so it's good. Sorry? Yeah, but yeah, it's still hard. There's a lot of cars, so it's hard to know who is who exactly. But no, I had a good experience in the last one last year, but obviously it didn't end up like we wished. But when you have 40 odd cars, things can go wrong. So
I'm going to go over to the left to Jeff.
Kimi, a F1 question for you. Do you think that Checo can hang with Max and give him a run for the championship this year?
Honestly, I don't know. I saw some little part in the end of the race last, whenever it was, Sunday. Obviously anything can happen, but yeah, what I've seen so far, Red Bull seems to be the one. It's hard for them to lose the championship. Let's put it this way. And if, let's see. I guess it would be good to have them close at least, and not one, because I think as a team they will be quite strong against anybody else.
Do you have any special memories from your last victory here?
Yeah, for sure I have. It's it went that way. That was my last win, and obviously in here, yeah, great memories, and it was a long time coming, and yeah, it was a nice race. Also, it wasn't easy race, but we managed to win it. So I have for sure good memories of that.
Go here in the middle.
Howdy, Y. Watson with frontstretch.com. A question for Justin. Coming back to Austin, first win as a team, how's it feel coming back to the first career win as an owner?
Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit different than all the racetracks we go to, just because it was such a big day for our company. So you can't help but drive in here and have a lot of memories from that great day. And so I mean, in that respect, Circuit of the Americas will always be something very special to our company. But this weekend, it's about trying to defend it, making sure that we've, everybody knows these cars a lot more now than they did this time last year, and the competition's, I think, tougher than it was last year. And we've got, three great drivers and great opportunities to have a good result on Sunday, so that's what we're focused on. But I would say that, Circuit of the Americas is always certainly going to be a place that holds special meaning for our company, obviously.
Go ahead, Justin.
Justin Schuler, Kicking the Tires. Justin, we've kind of seen this revival of ringers coming back. You guys kind of started this, I guess, with the Project 91, but obviously today's field just a diverse talent pool. So I guess from an owner standpoint, do you foresee a potential of a ringer possibly competing for a win again, just like we saw in the 90s, early 2000s kind of thing?
Yeah, I certainly think it's possible. I mean, I think because this type of racing is so unique, the car is so different, just the competition, the way the races are, pit road strategy, all that stuff is very unique, that it's probably going to be difficult for anybody to come in and be able to do it their first try. But I think that, you know, if a program is built around a driver where they get you know, multiple opportunities and they can learn that, like Kimi will be a lot stronger in this race than he was in Watkins Glen, just because he's done it once before and he knows what to expect, and he'll be better. And I think, you know, if you get this talent in here and they can learn how to like manage these races, I mean, these races are really hard to win for someone that does it every single week for years. So so I would say, I mean, the talent is there. It's just once the experience matches up with it, I certainly think that's a potential.
Over here to the right.
Stu Myrick from the Horn 104.9 FM in Austin. Kimi, you've been at this track a number of times, of course, one here in 2018. What's your favorite part about this track, and what's the biggest, I guess, obstacle, you know, that maybe you didn't see in F1, but now you see it in stock car?
I think generally the track is nice because it's at least in F1, and I'm sure in NASCAR it creates a good racing. You know, there's places you can overtake, and especially in F1, you don't get a lot of circuits that you can have a good race, that the people can actually overtake without the DRS, and just you know, like it feels more like a normal older style F1 racing. So that's somehow the track layout works for F1 quite well. And as I said before, in F1, the S's are, yes, they are not flat. Some of the first parts are almost flat. The 17, 18, those are pretty easy flat for those cars. So a lot of the corners that are very tricky, probably the most tricky for NASCAR. They are not really corners for F1 cars because they're downforce. So that it makes a huge difference on the track, and you know, all the bumps that the track has. In F1 you get away with a lot because the downforce again helps and you don't really feel it, but NASCAR cars, the effect is quite big, so definitely makes it much more tricky track to drive and to get the car somewhat working as you wish. And so yeah, it's a completely different track in many ways. Even it sounds stupid because it's the same track, but yeah, the car makes it a lot different.
Is this live on NASCAR.com right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My wife just texted me and told me to get off my phone. So she's watching from somewhere, just making sure she's not in the room.
We're going to go to Chris on the left.
Chris Knight, GetSense.com. Justin, since Trackhouse's inception in 2021, is your vision going according to plan, and what's left on the table?
Yeah, like all in all. Yeah, no, I mean, it's been tremendous. It's been incredible. I mean, I've said it a number of times. The plan was always to work really hard and try to build an organization that can compete for wins and ultimately compete for a championship. So, you know, we've proven that that's possible for us. You know, as we had such an incredible year in 2022, the challenge shifts a little bit to, you know, really focusing on the things we have to focus on to make sure that that's repeatable and that we can do that every year, and that we're continuing to learn these cars at the rate that all the other teams are learning, and adapt to, you know, any kind of changes in the sport that are coming. That's really what we need to focus on. But I mean, there's a lot of people over here in this side of the room that has had a really big role in you know, Trackhouse being a thing and being a contender on the racetrack. So we've got a lot of great partners. You know, our support from Chevrolet has really allowed us access to tools and knowledge that we need to be successful. And we've got great race car drivers and great pit crews and great people at Trackhouse. So yeah, I mean, you know, we're doing exactly what we thought was possible, and it's just been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been awesome. A few more surprises? Well, I always have surprises. We're always working on fun stuff.
And we'll finish up with a follow-up from Holly.
Kimi, did you expect that you would come back to a NASCAR race in Texas to race against Jenson Button again? Could you just talk about, kind of how cool it is, the field this weekend?
No, I didn't. But then, I'm not probably expected to even if I come back or not. It's all depends on so many things. Obviously, I'm grateful for the team that we can have another go again. And but then a lot of things, the family like to come, and they really enjoyed last year, and it's a nice trip for all of us. And but then there's a lot of different moving parts that needs to fit, that the timing goes right, and this seem to be the right one. Yeah, a lot of good drivers. Obviously, the guys that are doing it all the time, they're really fast on any, not just ovals, on road courses. They're good, and I never even thought even before that they wouldn't be. They're professional guys, and they know how to drive these cars, and it doesn't matter if it's a road course or oval, they will always be fast. So it's hard to challenge them, but we try again our best and see what we get. So whoever it was, we will try to do the best against them.
All right, Kimi and Justin, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend here at COTA.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to continue with media availabilities today with driver of the number 99 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet, Daniel Suarez. If you have a question for Daniel, please raise your hand and we will get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start over here.
Rob Tiongson from theponyfinish.net. Daniel, first of all, this is kind of like a home race for you, given how Mexico is so close by. So how much of a home field advantage would you say COTA is for you?
What the last part? What you say?
How much of a home field advantage is COTA for you?
It feels quite a bit. Quite a bit, actually. My mom actually arrived last night. She drove from my hometown along with a close friend of mine and my sister. So yeah, definitely feels like home. I'm very happy to be here. In Austin, COTA is an amazing racetrack. I have my family here. Today is Justin Mark's birthday, so we have a birthday bus this weekend. So we have fast cars too, so everything is looking great. We have a lot of reasons to be happy and grateful, and looking forward to get rolling here shortly for qualifying.
And how special would it be for you to deliver that birthday boss of yours a victory this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, winning is always great. And winning, we can always find excuses of why winning is so amazing. But yeah, I mean, this weekend, obviously, we have, Justin's birthday. My mom is here. I haven't seen her in several months. My sister is here. I haven't seen her almost a year. So yeah, it's a good time to be here. And it's a good time to be fast. So. Looking forward to see what we can do, but so far we have had a pretty acceptable weekend so far.
Do we have any other questions for Daniel? Let's go right back there.
Doug Turnbull from PRN. We've asked drivers this through the weekend. Have you been able to gauge the differences between the road course, short track package last year and what you've seen yesterday in practice and Cup? And what was your car doing in relation to those changes?
Yeah, I think that actually a lot of things changed from last year to this year, and not just on the aero package, but also the racetrack. The racetrack is actually more bumpy, in my opinion. And I don't think that that's because of the downforce package. We have a different tire, and last year here in COTA was the first road course race for the next gen car, and we have learned so much. Every single team has learned so much since then. So I feel like, yeah, we're in a different spot, but I don't think that we're exactly comparing apples with apples because a lot of things have changed. But overall, it feels good. The fall off, that at the end of the day, that was the main thing that NASCAR was looking for, is bigger. So that's a positive. I feel like that is going to open the doors for different strategies now that we don't have to stop for stage breaks. So it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to the race.
Bob?
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports, kind of following up on that. Just how different is the car this year compared to last year? And do you feel, last year you had the dominant car for the first 15 laps. Do you feel potential for that type of feeling again?
Yeah, Bob, last year I truly felt that I had the best car. I feel like this time around, I feel like we have a fast car. I don't feel like, as right now, I don't feel like we have the best car, but I feel like we can have one of the best cars. So, and that's all I can ask for, I don't feel like I need to have the fastest car to be able to win the race. I feel like if I can have something similar to the fast guys, I think that I can, we can make it happen as a team. But overall, I personally think that we're going to see a very fun race just because the fall off, because the stage breaks is going to open the door for different strategies, and I'm very, very excited for that. We have made a couple adjustments overnight. Hopefully those are the things that I'm looking for on feeling-wise, and see what we can do today. But overall, I'm happy where we're at.
Any other questions for Daniel? All right, we'll go right up here.
Stevenson from FrontStretch.com. Daniel, obviously you guys were both very fast last year. This year you'll have Kimi along with you guys in the three-car team. What advice have you given to him and vice versa heading into the race this weekend?
To Kimi?
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking a lot about balance, about feelings. We spent a little bit of time a couple days ago in the simulator. Kimi is very natural, he mentioned it a few minutes ago. The only thing that he's lacking is time. He's very natural. If he had, a full season in NASCAR, he will be right there with us. The reason why we're very fast is because we're in a rhythm. We're driving these cars every single weekend. It doesn't matter if it's an oval or a road course. We know the cars in and out, and we know the limits. We know what's good, what's bad, brakes, everything. So it's not easy. You can bring the best of the world, and it's not easy just to jump like that into a series that is this competitive and be there. It's not easy. But I think he's gonna do very well. I think he's getting up to speed, more and more. And I think today we're gonna see another step in the right direction, and for sure tomorrow we're gonna see another huge step in the right direction for the 91.
Thank you.
We'll go right back there.
Jeff Watkins, Game Day Productions. How do you maintain your focus and cognitive performance during a race? Do you have any particular strategies you use to do that?
No, I wish I had some. But no, listen, I try to stay calm and to try to remind myself why I'm here. I'm here because I love racing. I'm here because I love to compete, and I like to win. Everything else comes as a consequence, and to feel grateful to be here. Because when you're in a rhythm, like I was talking about not too long ago, it's very easy to take it for granted, take it for granted what we do every single weekend. And we are very lucky individuals that we get to do every single weekend what we love to do, that is drive race cars and compete. Every single driver here is very, very competitive. And and it's something that we just love, you know, and just because of that, we are very, very fortunate, you know, to be in this position. So I try to remind myself of all these things to know that I'm in a very good position and go out there and have fun. Prepare myself as good as possible mentally and physically, and go out there and compete in the highest level I could possible do.
Hey, Daniel, Wyatt Watson with FrontStretch.com. Yesterday, I saw on your Instagram your track walk, and when it started monsooning. I thought that was kind of funny. I just wanted to ask, now that it's sunny, how the weather will affect the handling of the car tomorrow, and your thoughts on how good it is to be in Austin this weekend.
Yeah, I think I have to change my weather app because I didn't think it was gonna rain. But yeah, I think today is gonna be a little bit less grip than yesterday, just because it's gonna be hotter. I think we're gonna continue to be fast. It's just the fall off is gonna be bigger. But overall, you know, it's gonna be the same for everyone. So we just have to adapt and trying to adapt as good as possible and see how it goes. But I think our car is gonna do well. We're making some good adjustments, I believe, for today, and I think that we're gonna be on the good side of it when it comes to the new weather or the new day, and see what we can do. But overall, I'm happy where we're at. Thank you.
Dustin Albino, JC. Daniel, with no stage breaks tomorrow, how do you anticipate that the different strategies playing out?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. With no stage breaks tomorrow, how do you anticipate the race kind of playing out with different strategies?
I honestly am really looking forward to that, because in the past, I mean, you guys know this, we were coming to a road course race with two mentalities. One, either you're going to fight for the win, or the other one, or you're going to fight for points. But you couldn't do both. It was impossible to do both. I was in both situations last year, and it was fun, but it wasn't I mean, when you were going for points, it's almost like you already knew that you were not going to win the race, or it was going to be a long shot to win the race. And when you were going for the race, and something was happening, you gave up a lot of points. So it's almost like we put ourselves in a box every time. And now I feel like it's going to open the options a lot in strategy and a lot of different things for the teams. I was talking to my team actually last night about all the different options, the follow-up that we have, the different strategy options, and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to depend on a little bit of luck. When the caution comes, depends where you are in your pit cycle and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to bring back the smarter engineers and put them back to work because I feel like with the stage breaks, it was, pretty much the strategy was out of the table.
Do we have any final questions? All right, good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.